It's the Fellowship of the Geek Show, a weekly podcast about comics, the comic book industry, and other geek pop culture. Music courtesy of Manny the Martyr. And now, on with the show!
Hey there, everybody. It's the Fellowship of the Geeks podcast. My name is Thomas Chick, and joining me for this episode is Mike Marlowe.
Hey, gang.
Les Webster.
Hello, all.
And Liz Newman.
Hello, everybody.
How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing all right.
Yeah.
I hope everybody out there is doing okay. So what's been going on in your corner of the galaxy?
Mine kind of exploded in a good way.
That's what she said.
Oh. Ah.
I don't know if I'm trying to think of something I've watched that stands out, but I really haven't. I've kind of tuned out, and I don't know, there was something. We watched a movie. Brandon made me sit down and watch a movie with him the other day. Oh, it was the Rogue One. I don't know. I I liked it. I did like it. I probably did like the movie better than the series, but some of the things that he was like, wait till the movie, it'll explain it. It didn't. You know, I can see definitely. I would suggest watching the movie before the series, so you do kind of
That's
understand.
how most people did.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was the way that it came out, though, because the way that the series built up to it. Um, I guess I feel bad saying this. I guess I need to go back and watch Star Wars again because I think I've missed some of the things that Brandon looked like I had two heads when I said it. They in the movie we get to see more of the Death Star, which I thought was really cool how they handled it because, of course it could have had Vader all through this movie because that was his, So, but they didn't. They used him very sparingly. Was that George Jones or James Earl Jones doing his voice there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I told Brandon I thought it was, and he was like, I don't know. I don't know who that is. I said it was Simba's dad.
He did a deal where he recorded a bunch of like a bunch of words and stuff that they'll use anytime they'll use Vader from now on. It'll be James Earl Jones.
That's pretty cool. Because
he did all that before he died. Yeah. So yeah.
That was pretty cool too. And then of course the cameo at the end of Leia. That was pretty cool too. But which I guess that all happened after she passed away too, huh?
No. She saw it.
Okay.
Carrie Fisher saw the cameo. They showed it to her. Lucasfilm actually showed it to her.
And I liked that because that brought you all the way up to the first movie.
It leads right into A New Hope. Yeah.
Yeah. And kind of filled in that little time gap between her and R2-D2 where we were like, what the fuck happened? The only thing I will say that I didn't like is when what is her dad's name? Is it Bale?
Yes.
No. Okay. They never really pieced those two together, which I think they could have without like laying too much into the Star Wars thing, but kind of give people a clue of who he was. But there was also one thing that was said. Oh, they kind of made a reference to a girl Jedi, and I asked Brandon. I said, "Well, who is that? Who are they talking about?" Because they said that
Go back.
she's
It's been a while since I
she's
watched it.
that she's been in hiding, and I thought, well, of course they're not talking about Leia. Because Leia wasn't even introduced that she was a Jedi until the newer movies. Which maybe they played more into that, but it's like it couldn't have been her. But it was weird that they said it was a girl because, it could have been Obi. He was in hiding at that point. But
Could have been
who was the
Ahsoka.
girl?
I was thinking Ahsoka, but I mean, she wasn't really calling herself a Jedi at that point.
Well, and the guy in the movie who was the Jedi, he never
Hmm.
said he was either, but it was plain was. Just the
Hmm.
way I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me kind of thing. You knew he was, but they never said anything about Jedis until they mentioned this girl. So it was like,
I think he was a different Force type of Force user. Because I mean, he didn't he didn't use lightsaber. It was just
or
that type of
mind
stuff.
control, or yeah.
Yeah.
But you could tell, like when he was walking through the bullets and stuff, that he was definitely protected by the Force.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I did like it. I did. I still feel like with the ending of the series, they could have given us just a little bit more of a finale, maybe a taste of what we were about to get in Yavin. But it kind of walked off. Everybody was happy. And after they played up so much between him and Bix, I was kind of thrown off by Jen and him kind of, there at the end being hubba hubba with her. So it was kind of
Well,
like, why even introduce Bix in the series then? Because then it just kind of showed whatever he had with her was gone, and she had his baby.
well, I hadn't seen Andor, so I don't know. But I thought it was a little bit more. I never really got the romantic between Jen and Cassian.
Yeah.
I didn't really see it that way, but I mean, I guess you could.
I mean,
I don't
they
know.
kissed a few times.
Well,
And two, it could have been it's the end of the world, and
Luke
and
and
Leia kissed
here
a
Luke
we
few
and
are.
times
Kiss too.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
But I
I,
do like the Empire's use of water. It seems like all of their cool planets are water planets. So is there some kind of symbol of that, like a power move? You have to have water to survive, and they pretty much own all of it. And
That honestly could be it.
I mean, they're badass. I absolutely love the island, or yeah, or no, it wasn't Avon, it was Scaife that they went to. That was
Scarif.
Scarif. I loved that
Yeah,
place.
it was a nice looking planet. Yeah,
hmm
it
I
was
loved the
nice to see
planet,
something different.
Mm.
and kind of beachy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we all
And
get that way sometimes, especially when we're hungry.
although I called it when they started the beach, I said,
Oh, you lost me.
yeah.
Sorry.
Have a Snickers.
Hmm. Sorry, Liz.
It's all good. It took me a second to catch it, but I did. But when they stormed the beachy area, um, I told Brandon, I said, it's going to be pretty cool. I said, they're not really hidden. And he's like, well, they kind of aren't. I said, no, all they're going to do is bring AT-ATs out and smash everybody. And what the hell did they do? They brought the AT-ATs out. So it's like, called it.
Mhm.
There was a
Well,
few
They
things
have
that it
little
was
water.
like,
They have little water wings on the AT-AT legs. Is that how that worked?
nah, they just kind of stomped through everything, crushing everything in their
Miss,
path.
missed
And then
opportunity.
B brought up a good point. One of the fighters, yeah, one of the fighter jets, like kept shooting into its leg, and its leg blew up. And so Brandon goes, now why the hell didn't Luke do that? Instead, he had to be all badass and drive between the legs with the rope and everything to take one of them down. Why didn't he just fire at the leg and blow the leg off?
well, they tried to
Mhm.
do that in Empire. Yeah.
Yeah, they were
My my my
trying.
my question is, and it may be similar to what Brandon was getting at, is we saw X-wings take down AT-ATs. It's like, well, why were they not using that instead of the
Yeah,
speeders?
yeah. They had already
Why?
come against him and defeated him.
So
Well, they just didn't have X-wings there
Yeah.
they
on
did, because that's
Well,
how
they
they
had,
Hoth.
on Hoth, because that's how they left. How some of them left.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, but they had a few X-wings, but
Well,
mostly they're
in
flying those
here,
A-wings.
oh,
I don't
No,
know.
you're good.
and on Scaife, they had everything. Everybody came, which I thought was funny. At first, it's like, hell no, we ain't going there. And everybody there now. And with how emotional I am, I wish somebody would have told me that everybody freaking dies. So,
Come
yeah,
on. Oh,
thanks
come
for
on,
that.
Liz.
Okay? The simple answer here is yes. Where you started with this, yes, you need to rewatch A New Hope
Yeah,
because I think it's been a while and you've forgotten some stuff.
I
Pay
think I
attention,
have.
especially pay attention early on.
Well, and also, I mean, I guess with Star Wars, they were already in the middle of the war, and
Yes.
this, I do think that Andor and Rogue One was great at explaining why. Not just because, but why they were at war with the Empire, what the Empire actually did. And they were really, really good at showing how brutal the Empire was. I
Mhm.
don't remember a lot of that in Star Wars. I remember, the dark side and them talking about those kind of things, but we didn't really see them blow up a freaking planet. That was awesome. Not once, but twice. you know. So for me, that's why I'm saying maybe I just need to go back and watch Star Wars because this was like, damn.
You
Yeah,
know,
Well,
why
you've
wasn't the whole
forgotten. You've
galaxy
forgotten.
fighting them?
You forgot Alderaan.
right. Go watch Star Wars because
Yeah,
it will, and the deal is you'll see it with different eyes now
yeah,
because you'll be
Yeah.
watching it coming straight off of Rogue One and it'll make a different kind of sense.
yeah,
And admittedly, it's probably not, there's not as much emphasis. I mean, the Empire, they bring up the Empire obviously in that, but more of the emphasis is on Luke's story than on the Empire because
Right.
yeah.
Luke's story
It
doesn't
is.
really even intersect with the Empire until about halfway through. And you're getting some Empire stuff at the beginning, but not as much because
Not as
that's not where the
much.
story's going.
Yeah.
Um, but some of that stuff I think will fit better
Yeah.
now, maybe.
Yeah,
So yeah, definitely go rewatch that. I mean, in worst case, it's Star Wars. I mean, shit,
yeah.
who
It was
doesn't
Nothing but
great
rewatch it every so
anyways.
often anyway?
All right.
nothing but Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, like I said, that was pretty cool though. It's like wow. I mean, I know they were bad and evil, but some of the things they did, it was just like wow. You know,
What was your thoughts of the Vader hallway scene at the end?
the where he choked the guy.
Where he mowed down all the freaking soldiers.
Oh, yeah. That was that was crazy to get the disc, I guess, in Leia's hands. Yeah. It kind of like Kylo in in the Jedi Kids, right? So he's just like what was he to him? His uncle,
Grandfather.
grandfather. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have not watched Rogue One, but I have seen that scene
Yes.
because
Yeah.
the internet.
Right.
And it is interesting to see that scene, and because you're seeing it from a different perspective than you did at the beginning of New Hope.
Yeah.
It's the same attack, but you're seeing it from a different point of view,
Mhm.
which is fun.
Yeah.
It's also pretty badass looking. That they did a nice job with special effects in that. But
They
Yes.
did. I think in the series and the movie they did really good with the special effects. But I think if you're going to tell a story anywhere near the Star Wars universe, you're going to have to pull out the special effects and stuff just because
sure,
that's what Star Wars is known for, you know. I
Eh,
mean, hell, they have one of the biggest, what is it, Imagineer studios. So everybody uses what they started doing. You're going to have to show us that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mm.
If you're known for popping heads, we want a lot of heads popped.
And to Mike's point, you seeing Star Wars in a different point of view after seeing Rogue One, right there at the beginning, with
Mhm.
Vader choking that soldier, and he says that there's been several beams sent to this ship. I want to know about the planets they sent you. And he's telling this council ship, diplomatic issue. He knows, Vader knows he's full of shit. He knows that soldier is full of shit now because we saw them transmitting the plans
Mhm.
in Rogue One. It changes, it just, yeah,
Well,
It's interesting to see it from a different perspective, for sure.
yes, it is. That's exactly, yeah. And I'm butchering it totally, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and
He's
it also
pissed.
makes you kind of go, if they knew about the hole in the Death Star, why didn't they fix it? Instead, they tried to hunt down the data and everything else about this hole. Just fix the hole. Not once, but twice. Fix the hole. Yeah. The whole rebellion knows about the hole. Fix it.
Well, I could go off here, but it would drag this out another 20 minutes.
We can do a special episode if we want to do something like that.
Yeah,
could.
we ought to go back and watch some of the Star Wars stories around Star Wars because I do think they're a lot of fun. And on the same topic, they just released a Mandalorian trailer. I'm kind of scared to watch it. I
Oh,
think
scared to watch the trailer?
Just yeah.
yes. Just
Okay.
the last season, they were trying to cram so much into it so you could tell they were setting us up for a movie because we had Bo-Katan come in, we had Mandalorian not even in over half the episodes, so it was like when I got into the Mandalorian, it was for the Mandalorian and Din Djarin, not the whole freaking clan of the Mandalorians. I hate to say it, but I don't care about them. I don't. I want to know about the guy who bonded with a little baby Yoda. And that's what they were supposed to be giving us. And then all of a sudden it turned into Star Wars, which it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be like Rogue One, you know? So it's kind of like, I don't know where they're taking us. I don't even know if I want to watch it
Right,
because,
and that's the deal, is that it's they pitched the whole thing to you in a way that you latched onto the first thing you saw, and
yeah,
you don't want to
the
let go of
first
that
two
now.
seasons. Yeah.
Right, and I mean I'm not trying to invalidate that in any way. I'm just saying
Yeah. Well,
that's not necessarily their creative vision.
you're right. But I think it originally was until the big heads got involved and go, hey, if we put Bo-Katan in this, couldn't we make this a movie? You know, who's the most famous Mandalorian we know? And it was, to me, that wasn't what the story. To me, the story originally was, here was a guy who was taught to be, full of honor and keep your face hidden and not to have emotions. And then he met a baby who was cute as hell, but then he met a baby and like his whole world changed. He no longer was the guy he thought he was. That's the story they got us invested in. And then it started, now we're going to hide these two. Even the cute one that made us money, we're going to hide them. And here you go. Now we've got Cthulhu and Mandalorians, crap that we didn't ask for.
Right. They were trying. Yeah, they wanted to make it bigger, and
Yeah.
the way they did that was to basically
And expand the Star Wars.
take the one who brought them out of the
Yep.
picture.
Yep. Which
Yeah,
sucked. So I heard that after the dispute that Pedro Pascal had with the Mandalorian, that he wasn't going to be the Mandalorian again. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if they fixed that or if he is the Mandalorian or if it even matters or
yeah, they're gonna have to pay him a lot.
yeah, especially now that they've waited so long. That's
Mhm.
why you don't
Because
wait.
he's done fucked around and got himself a real movie career now.
Yeah, he's freaking famous. He's in everything.
He's in everything.
Everything.
It's probably too soon to make this joke, but I hear Liam Hemsworth is available.
Oh my God. Oh.
Actually, I say that, and I think I've made that joke before, but anyway.
That's cruel.
But
hey, it works.
And I heard maybe Netflix has released Witcher with him in it.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't have Netflix
I don't know.
anymore.
I don't either. So it's kind of, I don't know, crazy. Which is, I liked The Witcher when it was The Witcher and not The Witches. Just saying.
Right. Again, you liked the initial incarnation of it, and when it
Yep.
started changing, you didn't like it as much anymore. Which,
Nope.
again, is a thing. It's something that
Yep.
they have to take into consideration when they do shit like that to their series.
Yep. Because just like The Mandalorian, when you name a show after a person, you kind of got to keep it about that person.
I mean,
it helps just a little.
It helps, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did get that done.
Cool.
I said, B was like, we either need to watch Peacemaker or we can watch the movie. I was like, oh, let's watch the movie. I think Peacemaker just finished, so I'll binge watch it all at once. But I heard there's not going to be a season 3. That instead, because I heard it was a huge cliffhanger, I heard instead that he's expanding Peacemaker into DCU, and that's going to finish that story. So it won't be Peacemaker that finishes the story, but it'll be in one of the movies.
It'll be in some movie or other, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's like, and I did sadly find out Countdown was canceled. I hated that. And he was so bummed when he was talking about it too. And I get it. That was a special project. He was the lead in it. But at the same time, he's got so many other projects coming up. Jensen's going to bounce back from this. I think with this, what he needs to learn is maybe it's time to leave TV for a while and get into films again. So we'll see. I don't know if this will push him or what, but
I don't know. TV's paying the bills, man.
Yeah, well, I'm not sad for Jensen over this. I see all the wonderful upcoming things he has, and even if the man didn't work another day, the creation cons will keep him busy. And he will make tons of money. So He'll cry himself to sleep on his little stacks of bills.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna be
especially
fine.
with him being with creation. Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah,
make a ton of money.
yeah, he's going to be fine.
Mm,
But I do wish Eric Dane the best. I know ALS is no joke. Kind of like cancer, we're not close to a cure. I think we're even further away for a cure for ALS, so that's sad.
yep.
But it's good that he knows his body and he knows when to quit. So I wish him luck.
Yep.
And if anybody watched it, the guy who wrote the TV series did say Olivia made it. So she wasn't going to get shot.
Well, she wasn't going to die of it anyway.
Right. Well, he said that would have been okay. So that
Okay.
was like the big cliffhanger they left on. So it was
Ah.
kind of nice that he at least told us that,
Yeah, that's cool.
So, but nope, that's all I got.
Is that all?
Yeah, just a movie.
I know, just one little movie.
Just one little movie.
No discussion or nothing.
It was just Star Wars on a nerd show,
Right.
Nothing but Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, but one last thing. I
Oh,
did
damn.
find out.
No, yes.
I did find out that Lacey Lou is a nerd. She will only come in and watch TV with me when I'm watching Lord of the Rings, and it's the Battle of Rohan. She absolutely loves it. So I thought that was kind of cute.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Especially when those big like troll things come on the screen. She like cocks that head and kind of looks at it like, "Oh my God, run!"
She's watching the trolls smash all the little people around them, and then giving side eye to Taco.
Yeah. Like, don't even think about it, little hairy toes.
Mm-hmm. Just
But
saying.
that, and you know how long those movies are. She
Mm.
will sit there and watch the whole thing. It's
Wow.
like, oh,
She is your dog after all.
she is my dog. She's a nerd, a Tolkien nerd. I like it.
That could be worse.
Right?
Oh, Mikey.
All right. Well, I'll jump in before she has another thing.
Epiphany. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, but wait, there's
No,
more.
no. There's not. There's no more. No, I'm kidding. All right. So, as I said last week, thanks to our adventures / misadventures and missing a week, I got enough ahead that I managed to actually watch a different movie. So, yay.
Yay.
The movie I watched was called The Man from Planet X. It is from 1951. And it stars Robert Clark, Margaret Field, and William Shallert. Briefly, the story. We have an American journalist gets a call from his old professor buddy to come to a small town in the Scottish moorlands because there's something weird going on. Reporter shows up, meets professor and his lovely young daughter, of course, and the other scientist that's working with the professor, who is not as nice a guy. And the deal is that they've found something out in the moors which looks like a spaceship. And there's also this planet heading towards Earth. Why they decided to call it a planet, I don't know. It was a little vague. Whatever. So yeah, all this is actually a fairly short movie. It's only a little over an hour long, but it's a fun little suspenseful beginning of an alien invasion type flick. There is an alien. The alien looks freaky. Actually, the suit is kind of cool, although there's kind of a plot device in the suit that's a little silly, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. And the alien, it turns out that the alien is basically hypnotizing people in the town, and he ends up having a bunch of the town folk out in the moors helping him get ready to bring these people in from this planet that's coming to take over the Earth because the planet's becoming uninhabitable. And long story short, the reporter saves the day. Not surprising. There's some fun back and forth between him and the local constable. That guy turned out to be a pretty cool character. Couple of fun little twists. The guy who plays the quote unquote evil scientist was William Shallert, who I'm not used to seeing him in bad guy roles, so it was actually kind of fun. He did a pretty good job at it. I mean, the guy was just basically just weaselly and power hungry, so nothing fancy. The other fun twist was the daughter was played by Margaret Field. Bonus points to anybody who knows why that is important. No one?
Less.
Margaret Fields. No, I don't have an answer for you.
Sally Field's mother.
Awesome.
And she does a good job in this too, so that makes it that much better. But yeah, it's a fun little movie. Like I said, it's fairly short. It's not particularly deep. In fact, it was extremely cheap to make because they mostly just ran the shit out of a fog machine the whole time, and so you don't get to see there's not a lot of set work because they just hid everything in fog. But still, it's the Scottish Moorlands. What do you expect? That's the way it should look for the most part. It fits. Probably why they set it there. That, and they had the one guy who could fake a Scottish accent, the constable. He did a pretty good job, like I said. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's on Tubi, and honestly, a movie this old, probably 50 other places. But it's a lot of fun.
Does sound pretty good.
Sounds like one to watch.
Yep. And the deal is that this came out about 6 months after The Day the Earth Stood Still. So it's kind of, I mean, in that sense, it's a little bit of a ripoff, but it does all right. So, it's fine.
You hadn't seen this film, Les?
That I don't recall.
Okay.
Wow.
That's why I was bringing you into it, because I figured you had seen the movie, so you would know. So
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm just intrigued that Patty Duke's father played the villain.
Yeah, no, he's always the nice guy in these things. He's usually the nice guy in the background. I didn't.
I thought he would have been the reporter or something.
Yeah, no, he's kind of the weaselly guy who tries to betray them.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of interesting seeing him. He did one episode of Mission Impossible the first season,
Mm-hmm.
and he was good in that. But it was kind of different to see him in that kind of a role. He was playing a doctor, but he was brought in to be part of the team for the mission. And it's like I said, it's different to see him like that.
Yeah, you're used to seeing him in lighter stuff.
Yeah.
Either stuff like this, which is just sort of low budget sci-fi, or
Yeah.
Something like the Patty Duke show, or whichever one that was.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Cool.
Alrighty, Les.
Okay. Um, my trainer asked me about movies. She knows I enjoy bad movies. So she asked me if I had heard of this one movie coming out called Primitive War. Has anybody heard of this one?
Yes, I've seen stuff on it, and I was go ahead. I'll put in my 2 cents.
Well, I saw the preview online, and I said this was a version of DC Comics when
That's
they did
exactly.
the
I thought the same thing. Go ahead.
yeah, and I thought, well, this is a good idea. This is something that, to me, DC should have thought about in the first place. In the movie, you have a squad of soldiers from, was it Vulture? I think is the name of the group. And they are dropped in the middle of a zone on an island. And there they discover prehistoric monsters. So when she told me about this, I said, yeah, I'll look into that.
So kind of a Lost World ripoff.
Yeah.
Not in a
So,
bad way necessarily, but cool.
so
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Les. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay. I'll be quick because I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I thought the same thing. When I saw it, I thought I can't remember the title of that book, but I immediately thought of the DC comic.
Uh-huh.
Well, Marvel did
Uh,
something similar at some point, didn't they?
Recently, they did, yeah. They had uh, Howard Chaykin doing
but the
like a
DC
four
comic was
issue.
back 60s, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, so it's an over concept, but I mean,
Well, yeah.
there's a lot of that type of stuff back then too. So,
Sure.
in especially in the sci-fi movies. So, but yeah,
Then I turned around and I started looking into what was coming up, and there's a slew of movies coming out soon uh, for Halloween and for other times.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of gearing up for that now. Some of them look pretty interesting. But that's about all I got for you.
we may need to do an episode of stuff like that that are DC or Marvel comics, but they're not superhero related. That we would say this would be cool to see a live action movie or show.
I
We may need
agree.
to do something like that.
There you go. Cool
Oh
episode
wow.
idea.
I mean, even something like Kazar. I mean, there's some superhero elements to it, but I mean, it's basically a kind of a Tarzan ripoff, that type of thing. But we could do something like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll work on that. I'll figure out a time for us to do that.
Cool.
So okay. I kind of cheated.
Hmm.
I saw a film, but I saw it through a couple of reactors watching the film. And I want to see the film. I want to see the complete film because I thought it was awesome for what I saw. And the reason why I watched it, because I had been hearing the title of this movie. I was like, okay, what's the big deal about it? Because it seems to have captured people's attention. And the movie is called Weapons. It just came out this past summer, and it's just now hitting streaming and on demand and all that type of stuff. That's why it's hitting the reactors now.
Yeah.
Have y'all heard of this film, Weapons?
Yes, I have.
Name sounds familiar. I don't necessarily know anything about it.
It's several people's story about an incident where one night at 2:17 in the morning, the students of this one classroom, all of them except for one, wake up, leave their house, and start running to nowhere with their arms out, and they disappear. And the story is from these different people. The teacher, who everybody just starts giving her shit because they feel she was responsible, but she doesn't know what the hell happened. And then an officer, and then a parent of one of the kids, and then the one kid who remained, the one who was not a part of that, but it was in that classroom because it was like 17 kids. 17, it was like 17, it was a classroom of 18, 17 of them disappeared. This one survived. What the hell happened? And and the thing is they tell the movie tells a story from these different characters, and they kind of interact, but it's kind of tell, what do they call it? It's a non-linear narrative. That's what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, really good, and it stars Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Alden Ehrenreich, Benedict Wong. We were just talking Marvel. There's Wong right there. And the one that really surprised me, because when I was watching this, I was like, "Who is this? Who is this person?" Everything kind of revolves around this older woman, and I couldn't figure out. It's like she's really great, but who the hell is the actress? Amy Madigan.
Oh, wow.
You wouldn't tell by the makeup and all that, but it's her.
Interesting.
It's a really good film. I could see why it did so well. It grossed $266 million worldwide. And this was written, produced, and directed by, trying to get the name again, Zach Kreger, who did Barbarian, which I've seen the reaction to that one, because I had heard that's another one that I've heard the name, but I didn't know anything about it. But wow, yeah, I want to watch this film without the reactions, because it was so well written and it was so well acted. It was such a good film.
Cool. You'll have to let us know how it held up when you see it.
Oh yeah, I should make y'all watch it with me. So, all right, let's go ahead and take our first break, and then we'll get back into horror month. Yeah, we took a week off, but we're back into it. So let's go ahead and take our first break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. As I stated earlier, we are back into our horror month in our look at Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's our focus for this year. And our movie today is The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll from 1960 and from our friends from Hammer Films. Yay!
Woo!
Go ahead and get into our discussion of this film. What were your thoughts?
Now, didn't we watch another Hammer film of Dr. Jekyll? Christopher Lee was Dr. Jekyll?
That was not actually a Hammer film, but yes, Christopher Lee
Okay.
played Dr. Jekyll.
Okay.
That was a couple of years ago. We
Yeah.
were watching when we were doing our Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing year
That's right.
horror month. So yeah, that was a
I
later film too.
I did like this one better than that one.
You didn't like that one at all, as I remember.
At all. I think I made it like 10 minutes in and he killed a cat and it was like, whoop,
Yep, the cat
I'm outta
scene,
here.
and that was it. Yep.
Yep. Can't do it. At least this one he only poked a monkey. I
No
mean,
cats were harmed in this
no
one.
cats were harmed.
Poked a monkey. There was a
Monkey.
snake wandering around. That's about it.
Yeah, that was it.
Chalk the monkey.
I also preferred this one's transformation better than the other one we watched that took like 20 minutes for him to transform.
Instead of being a 20-minute transformation, the camera just moved.
Yeah.
You know.
It was a simpler transformation in this one,
It
for
was
sure.
much simpler.
Camera
Yeah,
pan away and then went back.
I liked this one. I liked the guy who's the main. Is it Terrence Fisher? I
Terrence
liked him.
Fisher's the director.
The director, yeah.
Paul Massey was the actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, where have I seen him before? He looked more familiar as Mr. Hyde.
See, one of the interesting bits for this one was they did it in reverse this time.
Yeah.
Jekyll was dressed up for Jekyll.
Mm-hmm.
That was his real face for Hyde. That was, yeah. I mean, and honestly, the first thing I thought when this movie started and they showed Jekyll, I was like, why is he wearing a fake beard?
Right. And why is he
Yeah.
talking like that?
And why is his voice so weird? Yeah. Which actually I liked the fact that they like took the effects off for him to play Hyde. I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I thought that worked really well. I thought it let Massey act.
Yeah.
Rather than hide behind makeup.
That is
because
true.
Because let's be realistic. Mr. Hyde is the interesting character in this.
Mm-hmm.
He's the character who's doing stuff, and that's kind of the problem of the story, is that Hyde is doing different stuff. So I think it worked better in that regard. I liked how that worked out.
Yeah. I like that too.
And Christopher Lee playing the lady friend. Put the
With the
moves on the
gambling
wife
debts.
with the
Yep.
gambling debts. Yep. An interesting role.
Yeah,
If nothing
definitely
else.
different.
Yeah,
I could see him doing it just for that reason, because different for him.
Right.
Yeah.
He wasn't the star. He wasn't the good guy. He was there. He was a part of the story. Yeah, I thought it was a fun role for him, and he did well. Of course, it's Christopher Lee.
Right.
I mean, he was a bad guy, but he wasn't the bad guy.
Right. He wasn't the villain.
He
Yeah.
wasn't the villain of the
He was
piece.
not a nice man, but he was not the villain.
Yeah.
He was an interesting distraction.
If he wasn't the villain, who was?
Well, Hyde, of course.
Hyde was.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
You got a different take. Cool.
I enjoyed
Well,
this movie because it did have a different take, and there was no magic uh, transformation like
yeah.
that we've seen in the previous two movies we watched. This one, to me, stood alone because of that fact. Now, as far as Christopher Lee, I would say that he was the bad guy because of the fact that he was messing around with his good friend's wife. And as a result, she was not a good person either. Not that she was a villain, but I thought that
Yeah.
Lee's character was a villain.
Yeah.
Well, and if you want to get technical, I mean, Lee's character was also instrumental in adding to the corruption of Hyde
Right.
because he was
Yeah.
the one leading him around town, showing him all the terrible, awful things.
Yeah. And the
So,
first
I,
fight he got
And
into.
and
so
and
I see your point, Les.
yeah,
That's where I'm going.
yeah.
Yeah.
And quote unquote borrowing money.
Right.
Well, and also Christopher Lee's part, he didn't have to take a serum to be the bad guy that Hyde was. He was.
Right. He was that way naturally.
Yep. So I'm curious, like the first doctor had presented to him, you take the worst of, or you take the best to make it the worst. Could he have taken the serum and made Christopher Lee better? I mean, right? If
Yeah, no, that's
y-
an interesting look at
you
it
know,
for sure.
and I was afraid he was going to start testing on them kids. And it's like, don't do that. You already got them running around in dresses. Don't do that.
You know what? You, you that would be an interesting take of the story. If Jekyll was a mad scientist or evil scientist, and then he took the formula and then made him a good person. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if anybody's done that.
Maybe not.
Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, but wasn't he also still kind of like a bad guy when he
Yeah,
transformed, though?
yeah. Buddy Love was not a nice guy.
Yeah.
Buddy Love was like a talented and charismatic guy. He was kind of a dick.
Yeah. Or
Oh,
at
no
least he was
doubt.
to that girl.
So I can see where I see where your parallel is. It's another different take.
Yeah.
He's taking the serum to improve himself, even though it doesn't quite work out that way. So yeah, I see your point.
Yeah, yeah. I like this film too. My only really complaints, one of them, I understand why it was in there. I think it went on a little too long. But the scene with the snake charmer
Yeah.
performing, I think that went a little too long. And then and then the whole dancing girls. I was just like,
That's a Hammer
really,
film, man. Don't take away the eye
I,
candy.
yeah, well, yeah, I understand the point, but it's like, oh my God, can this? We literally stopped down. This is the pod racing
Yeah, it did kind of
of the
stop the flow of the movie for a while.
yeah,
Well, and the couple of things to remember is one, that kind of thing wasn't unusual in movies back then.
yeah,
I
I
mean, you
know,
don't see a lot of it in Hammer films, but that's
right,
because Hammer films are made on the cheap and they weren't trying for um, that sort of depth of entertainment. Um, Also, Hammer films did do that. I mean, we'll get into that a little bit down the road, because this is not our last Hammer film. Hint, hint.
Nope. Right.
But yeah, this is also 1960, so it's still pretty tame at this point. It gets a little
Right.
racier later.
Oh
It
God,
gets
yes.
a shitload racier even later than that. But yeah, you get into the 70s and it gets almost lewd. But yeah, this is still pretty early, and so this is, I mean, it's it's a fairly salacious dance with the snake charmer lady, but it, even that is still not all that bad.
No.
I agree, it did take a chunk out of the movie. It
Yeah.
did sort of stop the action for a bit, which I don't know that that was a great idea, but unfortunately they did that. That was
I mean,
not
that's.
uncommon.
I
I mean
think they
that.
had to play up that she was exotic and unattainable. Because remember, he was like only millionaires and
And eye candy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's really kind of the purpose, is that
Yeah.
they're having some pretty girls in the movie, because
yeah,
otherwise it's a sausage fest. It's just a bunch of guys. I mean, you've got the wife, but you don't see. I mean, she's not salacious in any way.
Right.
I mean, this is still vaguely Victorian England, so she's still all buttoned up and corseted and all of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get that. It just seems like it could have been trimmed a little bit.
or there could have been a better way to fit it in. I
Right.
mean, they could have broken it up with brief snippets of dialogue between Alan and Hyde.
Fair point. Yeah. That's a fair point.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, hindsight, working overtime here.
Right.
But yeah, I
Otherwise, I
liked it.
love. Yeah.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I liked it. I liked it a lot better than I thought I would. Once I got over the initial shock of,
The
man,
fake beard.
this Jekyll, yeah, the fake beard just threw me. I mean, I didn't
yeah.
even notice the voice at first. I'll admit, it took me a few minutes to realize his voice was strange. The fake
Especially when you
beard
heard
was
his real
bad.
one, it was like, wow.
Yeah, the fake beard was bad though. Oh my God. It's like they weren't even trying. Come on.
Yeah. Well, back then that was top of the line stuff, man.
I'm not
They
sure that's
probably
true,
shaved that
man.
off
I'm
a real
just saying.
big.
They've, oh gosh. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. They could have thrown 20 more bucks at that and made it look better.
At
I'm just
least.
saying.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, I mean, the way, I mean, this Hyde, I mean, the Hyde we got with Spencer Tracy was definitely a lot more psychological. This Hyde was friggin' crazy and not afraid to just throw alcohol around and light shit on fire. I mean, just didn't even hold back.
Well, he even raped his wife.
Hmm.
Mhm.
He did,
As Hyde.
as Hyde. He was not very nice to her.
Nope.
You could argue he was not very nice to her as Jekyll either, but anyway.
Different kind of not nice to her.
Right.
Yeah.
Textbook bad relationship.
Yeah. There was all kinds of red flags.
Yep. One of them is his best friend.
Dang, do you know how many people are named Paul Massey?
Probably a lot. Probably fewer of them spell it Massie.
No, there's at least 3 more that spell it that way.
Oh wow. Well, okay. But if you go with EY, it's probably gross. But
Yeah, Eli is a gangster who was shot down in front of his house 10 years ago. Not the right guy. It's like, what else have I seen him in? Oh, I finally found the right guy. I see
Ta-da!
him. And then you read he died in a motorcycle accident, or is that a different Paul Massey?
No, that must be different because this one died at age 78 in 2011.
Oh, yeah.
He moved to Canada. He'd quit acting for the most part. He didn't do a lot.
Yeah, I don't see anything after 84.
Yeah, this
Now,
shows a role in '95, and that it had been years since then.
yeah. Hmm.
As far as the
He became a
exotic,
teacher. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say he became a teacher. He taught drama in Florida, apparently.
Huh. That's pretty
No
cool.
drama down there.
None whatsoever.
Go ahead, Les.
Anyway, yeah.
I was just going to say, as far as what I look at, the exotic dancer was one, not exotic. She was a poor dancer. And if I recall, weren't they using modern music to have her dance? Was she not dancing to uh, the music of the day? In other words, it wasn't anything like I would expect from
That time period. Yeah.
that time period.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, other than it was probably the music was probably written for the film, but yeah, it didn't. I don't remember there being a whole lot of style to it. So yeah, it seemed really generic music
He
and
was
not
distracted by the
particularly.
snake.
Yeah. See, they can't catch Les on that because he doesn't like snakes. But
Why did it have to be snakes?
exactly. Yeah, it was. Yeah, not the best part of the flick for sure, but
Just didn't
it
think she
was.
looked appealing. So
I mean, it was as eye candy as you're going to get in 1960.
Right.
you had so much good eye candy in '60s.
Well, yeah, but you get, and it gets racier and more interesting as you get later into the 60s.
Yeah.
Just keep watching Hammer films, you'll see. It escalates quickly. It's an interesting way to end it, too, I thought. It was definitely different
Oh, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
with the whole being declared dead and all. And then it takes his old professor friend to figure it out, figure out what's happened. I'm getting the feeling that none of these movies we're going to watch this month are going to end happily.
Probably not.
But anyway.
Probably not. I would highly recommend this one.
Yep. Me too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
As would I. This to me was the best Jekyll Hyde movie we've seen for this series.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break and be back with Geek News for you. And we're back, and it's time for Geek News for you. In this segment, we bring a couple of news items to the table for discussion. This week, it's Les and myself. And Les, would you go first, please, sir?
Well, Les says this. According to Bleeding Cool, a couple of things are going to happen. One is an annual for Absolute Batman, which I'm kind of excited about. This has been a really good series and has been steady through everything. And as a result, from this, because of Snyder being the head of the Absolute run, there's going to be a new series called Absolute Catwoman. And that comes out in October, probably just before Halloween. But yes, these two items I thought were fascinating as can be. So,
Cool. And just to be clear, we're talking Scott Snyder, right?
yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Yes, in the Absolute Batman series we have, or the annual, you're going to have Batman facing off white supremacists, and he aids an ICE agent in doing so. There are a couple of pictures here of Batman taking on one of the supremacists, and they have got forearms on Batman that are bigger than my leg. It's just incredibly strong how they're showing it. So, to me, this is something that's been needed, because Absolute Batman is probably up to issue 12 or something like that. And then, like I said, they're turning around and doing Catwoman. And it's a 5-issue series that's coming out. So, Selina Kyle was introduced in Absolute Batman, but not as Catwoman, if I recall. So the character's there, and as a result, they'll be able to do a crossover or something like that, or the cameo appearances in each other's books. As a result, I'm pretty excited about this.
Nice.
Cool.
A lot of interesting possibilities there.
I've been hearing a lot of things about the Absolute line. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so that's cool. Alrighty. If you're a long-time listener to the show, you know that we have some feelings regarding remakes. And this story is actually about a month old. Somehow I missed it, but that's okay. But it is regarding a remake, and the reason why I'm bringing this to everybody's attention is it's involving Sam Raimi. And the film that's being remade is Magic from 1978, which starred Anthony Hopkins
Uh-huh.
and Margaret and Burgess Meredith.
Yeah.
Oh, was this that one? No.
This
wasn't the one where he played a ventriloquist, was it?
Yes,
yeah.
it is. It is.
Kind of scary.
Sam Raimi's remaking it, huh?
Well, he's producing it. I don't see it. I'm trying to see who. I don't see who is actually directing it. It's going to be written by Mark Swift and Damian Shannon, who did Freddy vs. Jason and the Friday the 13th remake.
Okay.
So And of course, as you mentioned, it's the story is about the magician named Corky, who became popular because he had added the ventriloquism to his act.
Hmm.
And I won't go into too much more details because you need to watch it to there's questions about whether if he's insane or if the dummy is actually alive or possessed by somebody, that type of stuff. So
Interesting.
yeah, so yeah, I've seen the movie. It's really good. It was also directed by Richard Attenborough, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
So highly recommend that film, and that's one that doesn't really get mentioned a lot.
Hmm.
Apparently, this has been a long time coming, but there's been issues trying to get a hold of the original rights owners. Because I believe this was based off a book.
Yeah, I
So,
think it was.
Screenplay by William Goldman,
Yeah,
who
William
adapted
Goldman.
his novel of the same title.
right.
Yep. If I may,
And go ahead.
I was just going to say there's several movies coming out in the next few months that are remakes. Anaconda coming out in December. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
that's starring. I forgot his name. He's the guy that played Corey in Halloween Ends.
I think now.
Copycat killer. Copycat Michael Myers in Halloween Ends.
Rohan Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This remake will also be produced by Roy Lee, and the reason why I bring up his name is we just talked about one of his films. He's just recently produced Weapons.
Okay.
So it was not intentional. It was not intentional. So this is going to be interesting. It doesn't show who's actually directing it. Hopefully Raimi will. I would love to see him get his hands on this story, but probably not.
Interesting.
Yeah,
No doubt.
and like I said, if you've not seen the original, watch the original. It's good. I hadn't seen it in forever, but I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing. I don't remember seeing. I don't know if it was commercials for it or parts of the trailer back when I was really young, and just seeing a dummy scared the hell out of me.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I remember seeing that at the theater. And of course, I was going to go see Anne Margaret,
Sure.
but when she made her famous line toward the end of it,
Yeah,
that did it right there.
yeah. Alrighty. Any special shout outs or mentions this week?
Not me.
Not
Nothing
me.
here.
Okay, this drops on the 19th, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Les, do you remember
Hello.
what you were doing 15 years ago on the October 19th?
October 19th. 15 years? 1
Yes.
5?
So
20,
yes. So it'd be
2010.
2010. 2010.
No, I don't.
Sure, it was important.
We did our first webcast
Wow.
on Ustream.
Oh wow.
15 years.
And I'm
Which means
amazed you haven't thrown me off yet.
you're too valuable.
Oh, Lord. Get real.
Am I wrong, guys?
No.
Not at all.
Yes, you are.
Uh-oh, the ventriloquist dummy's talking again.
The dummy, yes.
Oh, no, wait a second.
That's why I said ventriloquist dummy. I didn't want it to be mistaken.
I appreciate that somewhat.
The oozle named Peanut. So, yep. Which also means the group's been around for 15 years too. Which I did not remember that until. How did this all come about? Oh, it was suggested to me again. The Kevin Pollak, the video of him doing impressions of
Shatner?
Alan Arkin,
Oh, right.
and then it also the episode of his show where he had Arkin on, and a friend of ours, Elaine Ewing, was involved with that, and we met Elaine through Ustream because of Streaming Garage
Mhm.
doing their shows, including Super Scary Horror Theater, which was her baby. So through all of that, and I was like, well, how long ago was that? And I looked it up. I was like, oh wow, okay, 2010. Hey, 15 years. So yep, 15
Wild.
years ago on October 19th, that evening, we did our first live stream of Fellowship of the Geeks.
Yep.
Crazy.
That is.
What were you thinking?
What were
I
you guys
wasn't.
thinking of coming in, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. That's why I did it. If I thought about it, I'd go, this is dumb. What the hell am I doing? Oh my God. And 15 years later, I'm doing a podcast.
Right. Basically still doing it. Just no video this time.
Which I am very thankful for. So, alrighty. So, with that, let's go ahead and do our regular shout outs. I want to thank Pop Goes the Culture for allowing us to be part of a little group of great podcasts. Definitely check them out. There'll be a link in the show notes. Also want y'all to check out the fine men and women who spread the word of fellowship on Twitter. They're better known as Podern Family. Best way to search them out is to do search hashtag Podern Family, all one word. Just scroll through and whatever catches your eye, by all means, check them out. Hope you have a great time listening to them. Want to thank Manny the Martyr for supplying the music to our podcast. In our show notes, there will be a link to where you can check out some of their other great music. And you, dear listener, thank you for downloading and listening to today's episode. We value your feedback. You can email us at email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net, or you can go to the website and go to the About Us page, and there's a contact form you can fill out. We do have a Discord that you can join. There is an open invitation on our homepage. Discord is free to sign up, and the apps are free in the app stores. We post a lot of news items, stuff for discussion, stuff to laugh at, stuff to listen to, trailers. We'll do some fun activities on there, so if you want to come hang out with us, by all means, do so today. Social media, we're on Facebook, The Fellowship of the Geeks. On Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky, we're at Fellowship Geeks. If you'd like to follow our personal Twitter accounts, Mike can be found at Mikey Geek. Liz can be found at LN_geek. Les may or may not be found at Fake Les Webster, and I can be found at TomTCGeek. And from wherever you download our episodes, if you'd be so kind as to rate and review the show, it would be greatly appreciated. Anything else before we say goodbye?
Just thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate you listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate the support as always. And until next time, geek on, my friends.
We thank you for listening to the show. Comments, suggestions, and questions can be sent to email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net. You can follow us on Facebook at The Fellowship of the Geeks and on Twitter at Fellowship Geeks. Until next time,